Cancer survivors of Reddit, what was the symptom that convinced you to see the doctor? No symptoms, my first mammogram. When I got home after they confirmed it, I still couldn't feel the lump, it was too deep. Women, go for mammograms. My wife was losing weight and then her lung collapsed, no pain, trouble breathing. Stage 4 non-small cell lung cancer. Diagnosed 2019, chemo, immuno and radiation. She's been cancer-free going on 2 years. It is possible. When I was 6 I had cold flu symptoms. Mom took me to the drive, and they said that's what it was. My mom convinced them to do blood work because she felt it was something else. Ended up being leukemia and we were lucky to have caught it early. Still alive over 35 years later. One afternoon I finished peeing, and afterward, looking down, I noticed the water had a pink tint. No pain, nothing. Went to a local urologist who set up some simple tests. My left kidney was completely eaten up with cancer. Except for that pink water, no other symptoms. Had surgery, no more problems. My little brother was having night sweats like soaking his bed, bad and terrible pain in his pelvic area. The ER kept sending him home for like a month and thought he was a drug chaser due to his age, mid-20s. His blood work was all jacked up and still wouldn't take him seriously until his wife, who was a nurse at the hospital, forced the issue, and then they found part of his pelvic bone eaten away due to acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Hess now 3.5 years post bone marrow transplant and traveling to Germany soon to meet his life-saving donor later this year. My back pain was so severe that I couldn't even sleep, so I went to urgent care. The X-rays found a kidney stone in one kidney and noticed my other kidney was enlarged. It was enlarged due to a tumor in my ureter. Peeing blood. Found out I had stage 4 renal cancer. Haven't beat it yet, but I am kicking its ass. None. I went in for a hernia operation. When I woke up there were a bunch of doctors standing around me looking concerned. They said there was a complications. When they went in they noticed my appendix about to explode, so they took that out instead. I thought that was a good idea and asked when they could fix the hernia. They looked at each other and said the appendix looked a little weird, so they sent it to the lab and they'd get back to me. Turns out it was appendix cancer. No symptoms. Just my primary saying, well, it's been 5 years since your last mammogram, let's get you another one. So painful headaches that I couldn't sleep. Eyeballs did hurt too. I had troubles with keeping myself balanced and bright light gave me a little pain. Stage 4 brain cancer, glioblastoma multiforme. There is no cure for that. Been 2021 when diagnosed. Almost 29-year-old now, but my time is running out. I feel horrible and hopeless. I just can't do it anymore. My speaking voice dropped over an octave over a period of a few months. My ear hurt all the time. No matter what I drank, I constantly felt like there was something stuck in my throat. I was eating Benadryl every few hours, convinced it was allergies. Eventually, I was so hoarse that I could hardly do my job. Vocal cord cancer. Laryngeal. 2 years cancer-free. I did come out with a very 1940s Hollywood leading lady voice meets Janis Joplin. I actually kind of like it. And I very much like being alive. This is not the thread to read as a hypochondriac. Extreme fatigue. I'd sleep the whole night, only have to roughly an hour's worth of energy in the morning before feeling wiped from doing something as basic as eating breakfast. I had chalked it down to just having a lingering flu since the fatigue, dull body aches and overall feeling of malaise felt super familiar. Yup, wasn't expecting cancer at all. ETA, for those who keep asking, it was lymphoma, but initial blood work didn't pick up anything alarming. A more extensive panel was ordered and something obviously caught the attention of doctors that time, and I also underwent a CAT scan. Had blood in my stool. Had to go poop more often. No pain or anything. One time a lot of blood came out. Went to EMERG and got a colonoscopy. Stage 4 colon cancer that had spread to my liver as a 31-year-old. Not me but my dad, and not quite related, but he had lower back pain unrelated to the disease and went to see the doctor. When he went, she did a checkup and told him that mole looks a bit odd, you should get it checked. Mole turned out to be Hep C that had caused cirrhosis on his liver, which had turned to cancer, and he had months to live. He went straight to the top of the transplant list and got a new liver. That was over 10 years ago. He's doing good now. My Brittany Spaniel starting digging my breast and sniffing aggressively. She was right. A nagging cough, unexplained weight loss, fatigue. I made up excuses about what could be causing them. A big mistake. One of my many birthmarks seemed to get lighter in color in the middle. Instead of sold brown, it was like light tan inside it. I got it checked out and it turns out I had caught stage 1 skin cancer, so it was at the easiest treatment stage. Just a rather large excision did the trick. An all-over itch that was unbearable and lasted for weeks. Also feeling like I had the flu for the same was stage 4 lymphoma. Now several years into remission. Whatever symptom you are worried about, go get checked. Intermittent bleeding while having BMs. Never in my underwear, and only sometimes when wiping. No other symptoms. Thought maybe an internal hemorrhoid. Nope. S3 colon cancer at 39. 2023 ate me up and spit me out, but I'm cancer-free and my head is topped with chemo curls. For my wife, persistent UTI-like issues and frequent need to urinate. Doctor played it off as UTI, but it continued. Wife pushed back and demanded further diagnosis. Couple of scans later revealed stage 2 colon cancer, which was putting pressure on her bladder. Surgery within 10 days and is going on 5 years cancer-free. My sister was diagnosed with cancer, and I knew that my mammogram and pap smear were way overdue, so I did it. I almost didn't have the breast biopsy, because everyone agreed that the spot on the mammogram was probably scar tissue. It wasn't. We're both doing fine now. Irregular bleeding. My doctor ignored that. It progressed to pain and more bleeding. He ignored that too. Then I couldn't pee. He didn't ignore that. It took him over 2 years to take me seriously. Stage 3C colon cancer. And seriously, fuck that doctor. Weight loss without a reason or without trying. Always get this checked out, please. My chest felt heavy, and I could not clear out the rasp in my cough. I was sure it was just an unusually heavy allergy season, but my wife insisted on a chest X-ray, and they found a spot, which turned out to be a lump, which was growing uncomfortably fast in the doctor's own words. Luckily it was a contained lump with no significant branches or anything, so 1 chest surgery recovery time, I'm back to full health. The lump on my testicle,